How are you, my friends? This is another pre-calculus challenging question. Let's use only reduction identity to find the number of solutions of this trig equation. Cosine theta plus 1 is equal to sine theta over the interval 0 to 2 pi. You can see other pre-calculus challenging questions in this playlist down here. Just a quick review, one slide here about reduction identity in case you forget the formula. If we have a sine x plus b sine of x is equal k sine x plus phi, a is the coefficient of sine x, b is the coefficient of cosine x. Then we can find the k as a square root of a squared plus b squared. Then we have to use sine of phi b over k, cosine of phi a over k to find the value of this angle phi. Let's start directly. Let's rearrange the equation here. Cosine of theta plus 1 is equal to sine of theta. Let's take cosine theta on the other side. So we have now capital A is this coefficient is 1, capital B is minus 1, so k will be square root of 2. To find phi, we have to find sine of phi b over k, which is minus 1 over square root of 2, and cosine of phi a over k, 1 over square root of 2. So the reference angle here is pi over 4, and phi is in quadrant 4 because the sine here is negative and the cosine is positive. So phi itself will be 2 pi minus pi over 4, which is 7 pi over 4. So we can write now the equation given here. We can write it as k, see the formula here, k sine x plus phi. Now x is the same as this theta here. So I can say square root of 2 sine theta plus 7 pi over 4 is equal to 1. Now this is the simple form of the equation. Divide by square root of 2. Now let all of this be x. Remember, this x is not this x. This x from the formula. This is any value we make the assumption. So let theta plus 7 pi over 4 is equal to x. So now we have sine of x is equal to 1 over square root of 2. And that will be the sign is positive in quadrant 1 and 2. And the reference also pi over 4. So x can be pi over 4 and x can be 3 pi over 4. Now we have to go back and replace every x here after the assumption by x equals theta plus 7 pi over 4. So I found theta now. Theta plus 7 pi over 4 will be pi over 4 plus 2k pi. And theta plus 7 pi over 4, that's x, will be 3 pi over 4 plus 2k pi. So let's take 7 pi over 4 on the other side. So it will be, when you add here, it will be minus 3 pi over 2 plus 2k pi. And theta here takes 7 pi over 4 will be minus pi plus 2k pi. So now you can replace k values. K is integer in these two solutions here until you get all the angles between 0 and 2 pi. So the only acceptable solutions here when k is 1. If you put k 0, you will have negative. If you put k 2 or more, you will get angle outside the condition here. So if k is 1, then theta will be pi over 2. See that one here? And if you put here k is 1, it will be theta pi. So these are the two solutions, and the number of solutions is 2. Now, one more thing, please. Many people will solve this equation by, we call it traditional method. Traditional method is on the next slide, where we say square both sides. Yes, that's traditional method, easy method. It's not quick. Now, the only problem here in this squaring, you can see this, you can read it by yourself. Square both sides, you have to check. Because when you square both sides, you find all the solution, you will have 3 solutions there, theta pi over 2, theta 3 pi over 2, theta pi. We cannot say we have 3 solutions. We have to check in the original equation. So when you check, 3 pi over 2 is rejected because we have 1 equals minus 1. So the only solutions are pi over 2 and pi. Now, for more questions on trigonometric equations, you can see the playlist. Either you can see extra pre-calculus solved questions, or you can see the pre-calculus course, lectures 25 and 26. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. I hope I can see you in another video with another topic. Thank you for listening.